People who have won chess games, how the F?
Beat the other person. I'm on a 30 losing streak, please I request backup. PlayOnChess.com. After each game, you can review all the moves you make and the computer even critiques you on which moves were stupid. I took the king. What I've noticed is that once you make one dumb move, it's all over from there. So whenever you're playing, you don't need some grand strategy. Just make sure you think about all the repercussions when you're about to move a piece. Chaotic energy, smiley face. Play dumb people. Dominate that shit. No mercy. You have to have a worthy opponent, below or equal your skill level. I once beat a kid by mirroring his every move until I could put him in check. Really confused him. But this will not work on good players. Learn how to make them horsies dance around the board. 40 years of practice. 1. Try to keep your knights away from the edge of the board. 2. Don't open with f4, same thing applies if you are playing with black. Never open with your f-pawn as it could lead to lots of problems sooner or later. 3. Try to develop all of your minor pieces as soon as possible to try and gain the upper hand. 4. Try not to move the same piece more than once during the opening unless you disrupt the opponent's development. 5. Remember that king's safety is your top priority, so try to castle early on. 6. Learn about pins, forks and double attacks etc. They will definitely help you get better. 7. Play classical chess games as they are slow and require you to think and analyze instead of playing 5-minute games where you just move pieces around without thinking with hopes of winning. My main strategy is to only play you. Hasn't failed yet. Scholar's Mate has won me a lot of matches, and had me playing defense on others. The trick is to play against people who also suck. Easy when you are playing against yourself. Play rated as opposed to casual. As your rating drops, the system will match you against similar strengths opponents. In college, my opponent, and roommate, was a very annoying, arrogant, and very good player, made a stupid and obvious mistake. Everyone in the room gasped. I made the obvious move, won the game, and never played him again. We all knew who the better player was. Someone's gotta. I played against my 8-year-old cousin. I'm good at chess. Get good at mate. Play a lot, learn from your mistakes. Play against people that know a lot about the game and don't mind teaching you things about the game. Get good. Develop mental strategies over time, know how each move will play out 4 moves later, anticipate what your opponent will do if you make a certain move, and remain flexible in your strategy. Don't panic, don't sweat. Be the duck. Also, learning some off-the-wall strategies helps. Learn all the basic 4-move checkmate kinds of things and their variations so you don't get slapped by some dumb shit. Fluke. Have a second match ready against a bot and play your opponent's moves. Just do whatever the bot does. So far, pure luck. Playing against you. I got a checkmate. I was playing against a 6-year-old. Watch some Ben Feingold videos, or someone else. You have to learn chess to beat your opponent instead of looking for some secret formula. Lost over and over again. The same way you win anything else, cheat. Just keep talking, eventually they slip up. 3-move checkmate, works every time, except for most times. Concurrent footsie. I've probably played 25,000 games at this point. You have to catch on sooner or later. You should watch this guy play Hyperbola to get an idea of how extreme it can get. My dad taught me some tricks, but it's mainly practice. I played the pre-installed chess game in my computer and it had the feature of increasing difficulty level. Try that feature, helped me. Learn how to pin opponents' pieces so they're stuck and can't move. Learn how to attack 2 opponents' pieces at the same time in one move, and force them to make a choice. Best if deciding to save the more powerful piece is the worst move. Mask your power moves behind 3 to 4 moves, so even if they realize it on your second move, it's too late. They're committed and likely can't change their strategy for what's coming without opening something else for you. Damn! There are so many other reasons. Simply play, study, play some more. Chess is not a game where anybody who hasn't been playing years should expect to dominate the majority of the time. Chess is a game where you get pounded time and time again if you're punching above your weight. Play opponents at your same skill level for fun, but constantly challenge those just above your skill level. If you're a lightweight trying to punch at heavyweight, you won't learn anything. It'll be over before you even know what's going on. Take your time, and work your way up the weight classes. Don't underestimate the pawns. Those MFs will beat your ass, mug you, steal your clothes, make you run home buck naked and then rape you on your bed like it's the ancient times. Look, I was playing one of my friends and I accidentally checkmated him. I'm not sure, my mind goes into a blur when I play. Play chess for 15 years. You'll figure it out eventually. Also, move your pawn to e4 or e5 your first move. It helps. I mean, I am no expert, I have beaten my schoolmates and my dad, but I still have to beat my grandpa who is a fucking god at the game. But I would say the key is defensive attacking. If you get greedy and just try to eat every piece, you will inevitably fuck up soon. Just work on the defense, let your opponent make the mistakes. Learn to play chess. Practice, as someone who played competitively rated chess for a while a few years back, wasn't amazing but okay. You need to practice a good solid opening for each side. I generally go e4 as a generic thing, BC it works. As black, always have a good strat against d4. Practice openings overall, they're valuable to game start and you can gain an edge if your opponent messes up. Middle game is about exploiting mistakes, don't make your own mistakes. Practice helps. If you play well enough in middle game, end game should be easy. It's all about gaining more material and weaponizing it. Practice makes a hell of a lot of difference, just learn from each game. It's easy when the other person is high as fuck. Just learn. I've been playing for 4 years and I've won more than half of my games. Focus on what the king can do every turn. Don't just target him, target each of the 8 squares he can move into. At the early level, people will be surprised by the occasional early check and give up a game. At the higher level of play, this is called the end game and still a valuable skill. Attack the spaces, not the king. I open with the Caro Kann, it never fails to disappoint. In all seriousness, my playstyle is pretty defensive, so I make sure there are absolutely no holes where my opponent can undermine me. Most importantly, look at the move you're playing and think about the possible outcomes that could come of it. It's all about pretending you know the rules better than the other person is pretending. A deal with the devil. Play smart or dumb, I always stalemate. Fucking lawnmower mate. Won by accident. Play against people who are worse than you, or pull some really clever shit. The way to get better is to play. I would recommend playing AIs, starting at a low level, and increasing it when you win most of the time. Look at practice problems. Even if you don't find the best move, you can still learn from the problem by looking at why what you did fails or succeeds less than the best move and why the best move works. Take lessons, preferably free and online. I would recommend the lessons on lichess.org. Bottom line is that the more you play seriously, the better you will become. You gotta think of a way to get the opponent to do something you want them to do, so you can get them to make a mistake. Then you can play strategically and get a checkmate. I don't know chess, but I always distract them. I remember when I beat the top chess player in my school twice, I was so freaking happy, and honestly I have no idea how I did it. Bait people into doing stupid shit, always consider the consequences of your moves. Just asking. Do you know people that don't know how to play? I thought it was a given, like checkers. Teach your 9-year-old how to play chess. Then you beat them every time because they're only 9. That was my strategy anyway. It takes a lot of time and frustration to be able to beat someone if you're new to the game. I know how you feel, it's quite irritating getting your ass kicked all the time, but if you can suppress your anger and watch your opponent's moves closely, you'll start to figure out how to repeat and gradually get better. Chess is really frustrating when starting out, I know. But if you enjoy playing, try not to get mad and learn from mistakes. Hang in there buddy, we've all been through it. It's very enjoyable if you're patient and willing to lose in order to gain knowledge of the game. Good luck! I just kinda let my brain do its thing until I eventually have an event advantage. Question is, why the fuck? You just go to a chess club and learn the rules. I've been taught by my dad when I was younger. I'm not a master at it, at all. But I've played some people, and sometimes still do. They hate playing against me because I'm too slow. Because I'm trying to think ahead my steps. I hate the chess people who speedrun the game. For me it's a challenge game, of thinking and strategy, and I'd like to take my time. Got beat up a lot, but I've beaten a lot of people too, do me risking certain movements but finding the correct outcome because of the risk movements. Now, I barely play because #no friends. Get old Queenie on the attack immediately and hoover up whatever you can.